Good day, everybody, and welcome to something different. Yes, a different is now a word or a phrase. Anyway, this is an interface which you may or may not be familiar with. This is McEdit, and we are going to be working on this project here, the British Street project, which has lain on my hard drive forgotten, really, for the last, month or so. Will admit to you, my enthusiasm for Minecraft is not very high at the moment, I'll be honest. I've been doing Let's Builds to death, really, and it's taken a toll on my enjoyment of the game. So I may just go back to basics and start doing some survival stuff, start playing some mini games maybe. That's a big maybe, because I've always held a grudge against them for some reason. Anyway, the main reason we're in here today is not only to get a grip with McEdit, but also perhaps to explore terraforming options here. But first, I'll go about talking about some of the things you get in here. Brush, this is most useful for terraforming, I think. I haven't used it so far, so I'm going to be learning with you. Clone, this is very useful for, say, I don't know, a roof. Say you've already built like a roof apex, like this, and you want the same thing to be repeated along here. If you select it using, and then you can use, I can't really demonstrate it, can you? Can I here? Oh well, never mind. Fill, that's pretty obvious. Filter, I've never used it. Import, this is very useful. Say I want to put a tree in here, so I've got all my, I'm not sure if you can see this on the screen, but I can. It's basically a list of all the schematics I've got here, so what should we do? What should we bring in? Pointy tree 1. And this is a pre-built tree that I have just lying around. We'll get rid of that. I'm not sure what spawn point is, pretty obvious. Chunk control, stuff like that. This is stuff that I never really use because I just used it for raw building. Anyway, what are we going to do here? Well, I want to copy and paste the entire row of houses onto this side, but that's going to take a lot of concentration because this house here is fully furnished. And so I don't want this one, which is going to be odd. This is going to look very, very strange. Oh, I've got a terrible sniffle today. It must be hay fever again. So let's just what can we take here? Can we take the pavement from here? I think it's probably going to be our best option. And we'll select all of this all the way up to this dirt block at the corner here. Yeah, that's about right. And then we'll raise the entire thing here. Looks a bit silly on this side here, doesn't it? That's because I haven't put the a final wall sort of there. We'll tidy it up eventually. But what we're going to do is we're going to copy this entire thing. So just do that. Just having a good old think about it, because it's a lot of stuff we've just copied there. No, by no means the biggest copy and paste I've ever done. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Now we're going to import it. You just click on it up there, and it's here. Taking a bit of time to load in, but that's no worries. But it's facing the wrong way, and if we simply rotate it, we aren't going to get what we want. So what we want to do is we want to mirror it. So we press G, and it has a good old think about it, and we have an absolute mirror of what we've got on the other side of the street. So if we just come over here, haha, I have the power. I have the power to move at least 7 houses. Is it 7? I can't tell. I always hate this bit. I always mess this up so badly. Right, so we're still not quite right. That looks like a decent shout. That there? Is that it? That looks fairly decent. Let's just check all the points line up. Okay. We've got a bit of a dirt overlap here. That's no matter. If we click on nudge and hold it down and press shift, or tap shift would be better. Now we've got a bit of grass sticking out here. This isn't the nicest thing in the world. So we'll copy the air as well, and we'll just import that and see what happens. deselect or Control D, and there we go. I think I've made a bit of a mistake. Yes, I have. I've put it one block out. Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? But that's the basic principle behind that. And if you're unhappy with something, let's say you have made a mistake like I have now, Control Z is your friend, and everything is undone. Everything is undone. It's taking a bit of time because it's a big thing. Oh, is my computer dying? Because that was a big FPS drop there. So anyway, right, let's get it back, shall we? Let's get it back and let's do this right this time, because this is actually part of the British Street build and I want to get it right. Is that lined up properly? No, that's very much not lined up properly, but no matter, we can just click nudge again. Tapping, oh god, what happened there? I tapped S too many times and it came towards me rather rapidly. Let's just check everything's lined up nicely. Check there's no things. Check copy air is checked, so that we get rid of all this nasty grass here in our pavements. And we import the entire thing. There we go. It's done. Our British Street is done. Obviously, Control S to save the entire thing. And it's going to take a while because it's a big thing. And it goes red for a little while as it goes through all the chunks, and then everything's fine. Phew. That was somewhat exhausting. I've got this huge slab of grass here. I'm just going to delete this temporarily. Delete, by the way, is very simple. It's just tap the delete button and bang, and the dirt is gone. If you don't want to do this, if you don't want to have this ugly smear here, what you can do is just select the entire thing, fill, search up here, grass, or the item ID, whichever one is easier for you, and bang. And as Barry Scott would say, the dirt is gone, quite literally in this case. Anyway, that's the street sort of figured out, but what I want to do around here is get some terraforming going. I'd rather the British Street wasn't just flat as a pancake, but unfortunately we've got this in the way. So we'll just select this, and if you place your cursor on edges of the box, they sort of highlight themselves, and you can click and drag them to any size. We are going to cut this out of the world completely. Deselect that thing. We can get rid of that world save there. And we can get this. I'm just going to plonk it behind these ones over here, because we don't need it for now. Import that. Deselect. Make the saves. Computer's really struggling at this point. Not sure why. It's got a fairly powerful processor. Oh, right. Terraforming. Let's get onto that, shall we? You can use World Painter for this, and I wouldn't begrudge you. But World Painter, I think, is, as the name suggests, on a rather more larger scale than this. And all I want to do is just basically get a brush here. Right. Let's see. Here we go. Mode erode. We don't want that. We want. Ooh, good. We've got a lot of choices here. What's this? What's a flood fill? I think a flood fill sounds rather big, so we'll just go with a regular fill. Height. We only want the height to be 1. And instead of stone, we're going to go with regular old dirt, like this. And, oh look. Oh, that's cool. We've got this now. We can... Ah, yes. So, this is cool. So we can just draw. But this is too small. This is too small. And also, I'd rather... Round doesn't appear to work. Hollow? No. Oh, wait. Noise 100. Not sure what that is. Does anyone know what noise is in this instance? Right, let's go big, shall we? Look, we're going to go massive. 30 by 30. Yes. This is much better. Alright, everybody. I'm very sorry about that small cut there. something very, very bizarre happened, and I had to quit McEdit and disregard all of my saves that I just made. So we're back where we started, except I've got this huge disk of dirt here. This is done using the brush tool. The presets here, you can save your presets if you want. So if you create a brush for like this 30 by 30 circle with a height of 1, you can save that as a preset. Now what do I want to do here? Well, the street already sort of slopes up at this end. Yeah. And what I want to do is I want to have like a sort of alleyway on the side here. An alleyway that sort of cuts across the street here that links, say, 2 different streets. And then I sort of want the street to rise up again. The street will rise again. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create... I'm going to need... This circle needs to be much bigger, doesn't it? Let's try 80 by 80 and see what happens. Okay, 80 by 80 seems like a reasonable size. I can't do anything. What the fuck? I can't move. Hello? Oh, there we go. That's better. Now, last time I had that problem, my disk creation became really quite bad. So let's put this in here. It's going to take a while because it's massive. Let's check we're not having the same problem again. Let's get rid of that in a minute. Nope, we're not. Because last time everything I placed was flying. So we're going to start by just gently placing these huge dirt discs here. That's on top of each other. Why are they on top of each other? No, bad dirt discs. Stop that. I think I know why that happened. I know why that happened. Look, there we go. See, look. I'm crossing over onto the other circle. I've just got to be careful of that. So we're going to have to place it like this. I think that's good enough. We need to create just like a big area up here. A big raised area up here. We're not going to use all of this. Good grief. We're just going to create some height here. And then what I want to do is I want to have like a secondary sort of hill over here. So like it's up here like this. And we're going to place... And we need a slightly smaller circle for this. So we're going to go 50 by 50 instead. That's great. So we'll place the 5550 over here. Unfortunately, I can't move again. What the shit is this? Does anyone else get this problem? I can't move. Look, that's me mashing the keys. I cannot move. Oh god. No, just undo that. Undo what I just did. I cannot move. What the hell is this? Is my keyboard dead? Nope, I just had to double click on this for some reason. So there you go, that appears to be how you solve that. It probably isn't, but I don't care. How's this going? Is this alright at the moment? I think we're just about ready to, I think we'll put one more here. And we'll put one in here. And then we'll put one here. One here. There's nothing natural about this at all, by the way. And one here. I think 3 is the biggest elevation change I want to go to. But yeah, that's it. That's basically you can be a lot more precise than this. But let's just 12 saves apparently. Let's just save this, and I think I'll stop here. I think we've done enough. We've created, if we look up the street now, we've created a small hill. And we've also created some sort of variable terrain for people's gardens as well, just to make it slightly more interesting. What goes on up here? I don't actually know. But could be anything. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this rather lengthy episode of the British house thing and the semi-tutorial for McEdit. And I will hopefully see you in the next video that I do. Oh. I'm going to go snooze a lot now. Goodbye.